Check, check, check. Oh, mic's working. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Oh, that shouldn't work. Let's fix this. Okay, Azio 2728. Not check, 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 check. Okay, there we go. All right. It's on.
Yeah.
Do you have access to outfit resources?
Yeah.
Could I get you to steal rain on top of Esper Research Station? Charlie Squad will do the same.
We're already on point here. Steel rain would be unnecessary. Just go for a gal drop.
Is platoon waypoint building good?
Yep.
Yeah, platoon waypoint is point. We have it cleared out. Alpha squad's ready here.
We'll be there in about 30 seconds.
Perfect. Best part about steel rain is you can bring maxes, and if you guys want to do that.
Yes.
Shit, that's a great idea.
That's literally the main benefit of steel rain, to be honest. Because otherwise it's just as good as a gal drop.
How do we get into a max with steel rain?
You just
you
pull
get
a
into a
max
max,
super
and then
forward, and steel rain will take you.
Seeing as we've got more steel rains in the armory than we're supposed to, might as well burn a couple.
Yeah, I was thinking
Fair
about
enough.
using them or making some room for an orbital.
So I pull a max, and then where do I stand?
No, nowhere. Just
wherever
don't be
you
dead.
stand?
I usually stand in the spawn room just to make sure I'm all full health.
And then when somebody does the steel rain, it sucks you up or something?
Yeah, so in 30
Pretty much.
seconds, if you're on a vehicle, you'll get dropped into a drop pod like you spawned in a spawn beacon, but your whole squad.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat thing. Quite frankly, CIK hasn't done one in a long time. We're more into gal drops and we're not into maxes that much.
You know, if we pace ourselves and be reasonably smart about this, we probably can win this all that quite comfortably.
We just have to be careful not to take too much too early.
Assuming NC doesn't get really, really organized.
Ha 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 ha, that's a good joke.
You're right, it's basically just West Tech with a shitload of tanks again.
God. Have you met West Tech's leader by chance?
No, I haven't, but he's challenged the wildcards to a underwater fight, so I guess I'll get the chance.
So there are 3 outfit leaders in this game I genuinely despise because I honestly think they're horrible people. Pale Tiger, Green Juice, and Money, West Tech's leader. West Tech's leader is what could best be described as an incel. He says the N-word like it's... He's just not even a person. Yeah, So that's where my hatred for, well, not really hatred, more displeasure with Westak comes from. Trust me, you're not missing out not knowing him.
It seems the enemy may have noticed the attack on Esper Research. I wonder what they're worried
I
about.
would say. God, this beacon buff. What the hell were the devs thinking? It's so good.
Someone's gonna make up for what they did to routers.
Okay, but the thing is, beacons are mainly used by like super sweat, or like used well by like super sweaty outfits. Routers were good at like, well, basically Zerg herding, getting like public PLs to get their forces in the right place. So it's really not the same.
I'm gonna come back with the Cobalt Scout Radar Ant, and I'm gonna run all of you damn NC over.
Gets rid of Ant Cloak, still takes an ant and runs him over.
And I've been enjoying Ant Turbo, to be honest. This is very unfortunate. Apparently, I don't have outfit resources on this account.
Just throw down some offensive requests on Esper Research.
You could yell at VS Command to do something, but I doubt how effective that would be.
No, so the current only other guy who talks on VS Command is actually pretty amicable. Hell, man's keen to play the game. I like him. If he ran me over the harasser, it cost me my amateur harasser. Like 5 alerts ago.
I mean,
Hey, who's that on the
trust you,
hill?
your
I'll
armor.
rescue you. Who's that? Delta 8? Bravo 8? Alpha 8? Who's that? Oh, never mind.
I'm not salty that I tried to do my NSX weapon eval, and my trial for the Amaterasu went over time, so I had to stay alive. I got run over. I'm not salty.
Who was this? Was it Megatron Attack, or was it someone else?
It was Yeet Man.
I see.
Good guy, but his timing couldn't have been worse.
I think I've ran into him a few times. Yeah, by shooting at him, and him shooting at me. That's how I ran into most of UVS people.
Hey, what did they give the ant to make up for the taking away the invisibility?
Here it
Well,
got
they
buffed.
doubled its cordium
Sea
rates.
barrier, bro. Sea barrier.
Sea barrier's
bank
not
on
good.
Seabirds?
Sea barrier, it's like a shield.
Oh
But
shit!
it's
They
like-
gave us back that?
No, we've always had
They
sea
buffed
barrier.
it.
It's just they buffed it slightly.
Yeah, it used to be super badass at the beginning, where you could take out anything with it, but
Yeah, and then they trapped it to shit, and then they slightly rolled that back.
I just get a turbo so I can still squish these peckerheads.
Yep, Turbo's the good one.
I'm so sad. I loved my cloak.
I didn't even use it for murdering people. I just used it to get away from damn libs.
Damn right, dude.
Yeah, so that was
like
that
the
was
whole
the
point.
correct and respectful way to use it. But what people were doing was cloaking the ant and then just
Oh, I
like,
know. I've
running
seen.
over infantry
I've
and
seen
maxes. It
army
was
of the
rough.
dim giant do that because, of course.
Every
There's only
time we did a max migration across whichever continent, we all get run over by 2 or 3 cloaked ants, and it's like, man, if it was tanks it'd be one thing, but it's cloaked ants. Like, where's the fun in that?
Yeah, I mean, like, I wish there was a better way, quite frankly, but I understand why they did it.
This guy's ant is showing like it's an ammo sundae. What is that?
That's a
Oh,
deliverer.
that's Deliverer. Basically acts as a mini Sunday.
So that's not an ant, right? It's one of the what do you call the other thing? Lodestar or whatever.
It can't act as an ant, if that's what you're asking. You can't, like, harvest cordium. Shit, sorry about that.
Alright, anybody good with the bulldog? I got an Araxium ant that it's to pound on people.
Yes, Katsu, there is a range limit on routers now. It's 500 meters, which is debilitatingly short.
500
you
meters from
can't-
what? From your base?
They're just,
If it was,
you can use them
a
for sieges.
kilometer, maybe, but 500? Really? Like, what's the intended use case for a 500-meter router spawn?
The only thing I can think of is tech plant and ham station sieges.
I guess. But that's a pretty bootleg way of doing it.
I mean, the best place way to take a tech plant is a router on Balk 2 or Balk 1, depending on your preference, personally. Ham stations, GST buses, rep buses do the job just fine. But, like,
Accordion
it's
though.
just... like, yes, they were a little bit cheese, but it really was useful when leading public platoons to just be able to get people to a place with a good spawn without requiring coordination.
It makes it so easy to backdoor a platoon, though. Like, say you're all dead, you got a router coming in, just put it somewhere else on the map, and then you're all over there. It's too easy.
Platoon in a can. It's like, I see why they added a distance limit on it, but like, a kilometer maybe. Yeah, that'd be okay,
Yeah, definitely.
right? Well, like the same range as an orbital strike, 1,500 meters. That would have
Yes.
been reasonable.
So personally, the nerf I wanted for the router was I wanted it to basically. Well, I like the second part of the nerf where it requires the routing spire to stay alive. But what I wish they did is they just made it so the router appeared on the map when you place the pancake down, the spire appeared on the map like an orbital.
Decent amount of armor coming from Esper Research.
Anyone want to take a guess on their tag? Like, it's as simple as this. If you see a bunch of Prowlers, it's Drunk Division. If you see a bunch of Vanguards, it's Western Tactical. If you see a bunch of Mag Riders, you have a question.
That's certainly true. We don't use our main battle tanks enough.
Well, the thing is,
Because
your
they're
main
fat
battle tank...
rascals.
Your main battle tank is an ambush
they?
vehicle. They aren't... The other ones can just give and take and slug hard. But yours, you have to play sneaky and flanky, which just doesn't lead itself to armor columns.
I feel like it's a balloon. It's kind of bigger than the other ones and just sluggish. I don't know.
It's
Well,
a fat
it's
it's
many
not
things,
as-
but it's not
It's not as
sluggish.
fast as the harasser, and it's not quite as like hard to hit either. And it just, I wanna love the Mag Rider. It's so fucking cool. Hell, it's half the reason I joined VS when I first started playing. But like, help.
You guys got Osher now,
Hey.
so you're fine.
Yeah, it floats over
That
the
is
water,
true.
bro. We're good.
It do float over the water. It's actually surprisingly good for traversing.
Yeah, it's actually a real fucking pain in the ass.
Then it gets picked off by everything that's flying around it.
That's why we
See,
have to roll
there's
with
a use
Ranger
case for
Mag Riders,
yeah,
boys.
like, That's a use case for a Ranger Mag Rider, something you don't see very often, and our tank commander actively like avoids. But I mean, hey, if your problem is Liberators and Aussies, then why not?
Also, when they nerfed the Banshee, I'm disappointed they didn't also nerf the Air Hammer. PPA is fine, it's already nerfed into the ground itself, but the good old Air Hammer needs a bit of tuning down.
Airhammer? Which one's that?
That is, or the Mustang, or whatever you want to call it. It's the NC's shotgun for their ESF.
Oh, that thing's horrifyingly powerful. Holy
Okay, honestly, see, here's the thing about the Banshee. Like, it'll give you a second to realize what's going on before you die. The Air Hammer, you're just dead.
You see, the Banshee always felt like inescapable death to me. The second I heard the brrrr, I knew what was going to happen to me in the next 10 seconds.
But God, is it a satisfying sound.
God damn.
It, like,
Actually, that was one of my complaints about
power.
that was one of my complaints about the VS Max. Like, I love the VS Max, but it's got two problems. One, it's the only Max where its faction-specific ability objectively makes it weaker.
Oh god, I missed the dash.
Like 10% increase in damage, sure. 20% increase in incoming damage? Like, the NC1 gets a freaking shield, and like, the TR1 gets all manner of boosts, but
So,
it locks your feet in place.
Yeah, so the TR1 is terrible against infantry, so an AI max, but it makes our bursters and some of our AV weapons absolutely menaces. It's great.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
So, like, it's one of the reasons that makes our AA ability so good. It's just we have lockdown bursters maxes, so you don't see it every day because you're not used to seeing anti-infantry max, which never run it.
And then
We used to
the
have the
other
dash.
complaint I had, oh, the dash would have been so cool.
God, it was
So
amazing.
we were
Max.
brainstorming some ideas of like what you could do to replace the like the abilities or like unique equipment, and this is where the second complaint about the VS Max comes in. Our choice of anti-infantry weapons. There's not a lot of variety there. We've got 3 anti-infantry guns, and they're all a variation on fully automatic machine gun. There's nothing special. There's nothing
I don't-
fancy. There's
okay,
nothing
but
like the
I'll give you
Lasher
a
or
hint.
PPA. They all go pew, pew,
they're all-
pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, and
like,
that's
there's-
unfortunately that's the case for all of the maxes. All of the NC weapons are shotguns, and all the VS or NTR weapons are miniguns. They're all are lame and lazy.
Like that, I kind of understand. But like the the NC ones are really, really fucking powerful.
Oh, fuck the NC maxes.
And the TR one are terrifying. Like
Mercies
shit,
are
this-
fun.
Between the Mercy, the Banshee, and I think it's the whatever the hell that like the minigun that the Heavy Assault has available.
The mini chain gun.
The chain gun, between just all of the brrr happening in close quarters, like fuck that, that's terrifying.
I will give you a hint though. That chain gun is not amazing. It is something special.
Tell that to all the 30 caliber rounds in my face.
Okay, so the thing about that is actually using that thing fucking sucks because of it has a wind-up time.
But one of the ideas we had, like, if the NC they get the shield, and that's cool as fuck. So
Yeah, the shield's
why
good.
don't
The shield's pretty good.
So why don't we make the VS one, like the VS ability, a little bit more interesting? Keep the Zealot Overdrive the way it is. Increased damage, increased movement speed, increased incoming damage, but give the VS Max a sword.
That would be pretty
A
cool.
whole
actually.
ass hard light sword.
Okay,
Because
cool.
1, that would be unique. 2, it's cool as shit.
That would
and
be cool
3,
as shit. Although that feels more like an NC thing because they got the shield.
I'd
it's
still
an
rather
interesting
have
counter to
dual
the NC.
lashers.
That would be pretty sick too. Like, imagine your Zealot Overdrive. Your Max goes into a berserk rage, charges in. You're like, yep, that Max is gonna die, but goddamn, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool.
If you
That
look
would
at
be
it,
so cool.
So can we can the TR Max have our flamethrowers, please? Thank you.
Oh, good lord.
No.
We
They-
win.
they-
we
they
win not
actually
because
had-
we win not because they do damage, but because they crash the enemy's computer.
they actually had a TR flamethrower like in beta.
Isn't there a flash weapon that's a flamethrower? I
Yes,
swear I've been
the
lit on
color-
fire.
Yeah,
a couple times.
it's the same model.
No one uses it. Like like you're using it because you want a meme. It's funny.
Right, full platoon. We're heading to Ymir Ruins on the south edge of the map. We're no longer going to continue beating up the NC. We're going to just take just a smidgen off the TR. I don't pity the NC, but if we piss them off too much, they'll come for us and ruin the whole alert. So, full platoon, we're going to Ymir Ruins.
We also have the option to try to cut them off at the containment site and then just get you Ymir ruins that way.
Containment sites ours.
What do you prefer to do? Do we want to attack Ymir ruins or do we just want to cut them off at containment?
Actually, yeah, let's go to containment site and then send forces back towards Ymir Ruins. Because we've got to get rid of that TR front one way or another.
Also, what are your
taking
thoughts
the,
on NSO Maxes?
NSO Maxes are interesting.
Yeah, like
They're not
to
the
me,
same power. It's like they're not the same kind of powerhouse as like the TR or the NC Max, but they've got some really fascinating support abilities that makes them really, really interesting in combat.
we also have to remember
Yeah,
they
their
are cheaper than other
anti-vehicle
Maxes.
grenades just fucking okay.
Personally, I think they are the strongest Max.
The big shield they can do, like that's really friggin' neat.
It's
And on
also
top of that, the self-destruct module is hysterically funny.
yeah, that thing's a meme machine. I love it. I'm just trying to actively suppress my desire to head eye as Vanu players. Look, man, you play enough hours on the TR, and you're just anything purple needs to die. Okay.
I started to get real confused when I first started playing, so I had to adjust all of my faction colors so that everyone was red.
Yeah, I
If it's
use
red,
that.
shoot it, otherwise it's friendly.
That works.
Because I'm like, oh yeah, blue people. Wait, fuck! And that was the end of me.
Fun fact: standing next to blue people is generally a bad idea.
Just in general, like, doesn't matter what color your uniform is.
Yeah, NC is a threat to everyone, themselves included.
They identify as a fucking threat.
That's why they had to nerf NC by nerfing friendly fire.
No, that's actually a buff more than our life now.
That's a substantial buff.
Not to them, man. Not to them.
Fair point.
Now it's like 50% harder for us to kill each other. Damn.
Not if you're in a squad and friended, or one of the combinations. I think it's just you just have to be in the same platoon, and then that reduction doesn't apply. But hey, you guys are probably excited that your Lasher weapons lock machine is a little slower to weapons lock.
That's a buff.
I don't actually earn the lashes, so I'm the one who usually gets shot in the back of the head.
I'm not a fan of the Lasher. It's just like so unfun to play against. It's just like, oh boy, spamming a hallway.
I think that was a thumper. Thumper's more
Yeah, the
annoying.
thumpers. But the thing is, the thumper can actually be used aggressively, especially if you use Incen full auto trigger. Lasher's
My
always
personal
just
Drive to
I'm
lose
in
it
the
to
back.
that harasser.
My personal bias goes towards underbarrel grenade launchers. Like, if I see a weapon that has an underbarrel grenade launcher, fucking neuron activation, I'm blowing the certs.
Heard of the Kua, my friend.
I have the
allies, I
Kuma.
need help.
It makes me happy.
Help!
Yes, it does.
Help!
I also have the Punisher, the Solstice SF, the Eidolon. Every weapon of every conceivable variety that has an underbarrel grenade launcher.
I
Imagine
love
my
the
disadvantage.
Punisher so much. I have ASP secondary
How many
essentially
you got
for
here?
Light Assault, Punisher. Oh my god, so much fun.
Imagine my disappointment when I found out we don't in fact have a shotgun that has an underbarrel grenade launcher. I was crushed, distraught.
I don't think any faction has that.
Oh no, you're wrong.
NC
Which
directed
one?
The shotgun with the shotgun.
Tell me more. Yeah, but that's a shotgun
Crap.
with a shotgun. Like that's
Yeah, that's a shotgun with a
hilarious
shotgun.
and I love it.
That's
Switch.
But I want a shotgun with a grenade launcher. Everything must have a grenade launcher.
Garbage.
yeah. I was about to say I don't think I've heard of one.
I can understand why the Eidolon scout rifle doesn't have an underbarrel shotgun. Like, it's got a grenade and a smoke launcher, but putting an underbarrel shotgun on the scout rifle would just be fucking meme-worthy.
Alright, who is this?
Yeah, that would be just.
And I
I'm
would
still-
100% use it.
Useful.
I'm like I'm still trying to decide with my character if I want to get scout rifle secondary. Let me put it this way: if there was an underbarrel shotgun available for a scout rifle, this wouldn't be a conversation.
Blabbermouth.
Right?
Because that would be just like, oh, I've got my wonderful Lord and Savior Thatar, and then I've got this fucking AMR 66, and then a fucking underbarrel shotgun.
I have no idea where to go.
Yeah, I do see why they don't do it though.
We're getting back capped at BL4.
Oh, that's not good. TL4 is one of the most important bases on this continent. We should probably defend that. Yeah.
What is that?
Alright, platoon, those of us here at Ymir Containment Site, we're just going to do the laps. Basically, just keep going from one point to the next and to the next again. We're just going to do laps, sweep through, circle round, keep pushing. Keep the momentum going.
Do I know where to go?
If anyone has the mission for meters traveled on foot as a light assault, now's the time.
Hey, destroying.
That is one of the easiest things to get done ever.
Ooh, the own thing.
Even more so
went.
when you're running
I
in
wonder if
circles
the
around a
alert
containment
went. I didn't
site.
even see
Yeah.
it. Ah, shoot. Bad me. Bad me.
Personally, I love containment sites because I actually bothered to learn the layout, so I just get up to flank people and bully people who don't know the layout. They're in BL4 seems to be mostly cleaned up here. They still got spawns, but they're off the points.
Oh man, only.
And I see what
55
people over
more
at
to
UB
go.
Ruins too. Thank you.
Just a bunch of Iron Guard players, nothing to worry about.
What is that?
There we go. Now we got all 3 points.
I don't know these guys.
Imminent success is all but assured.
It appears Bert is above us and Marcy's.
LC is fighting back.
Yeah, we should probably move to the NC front, to be honest.
As soon as this cap goes through, we can.
Ah, 30 seconds, yep.
They have a Sunday up top. They're coming down to C.
Shit.
Where's that? It's here in BL4?
No, that's the containment site.
We've got a lot of bodies here. There'll be enough competition to slow them down. We should be able to switch over to the NC front. Actually, do we need to switch over to the N? Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Oh, fuck. Yeah, okay.
Besides, it's a containment site. If you just played smart and stock a cloak over the console that controls the siphon,
There's
you
a
just have
Sunday
it.
over here. I'm gonna see if I can blow it up on my own, but I'll probably get killed on the way there.
Good hunting.
We'll see.
Bro, I'm so scared.
Oh wait, I think I got it. I think I got it. Oh, I almost did. I got the mines in front of it, but I got killed right as I got stuck. Oh, damn it!
Alright, everybody. Pull vehicles from Manny Containment Site. That's Manny Containment Site, Alpha Waypoint. We're going to head over to Rime Analytics.
This is a thing with corn.
I repeat, full platoon. We are pulling vehicles from Manny Containment Site, heading over to Rime Analytics.
Should I bother driving over there?
Right, once we've cleared out their spawns at Rime Analytics, we're going to move on to Aurora Materials Lab. Alright, looks good. Let's make a move.
If there's one base in this game I can say I know, it is Aurora Material Labs. Gobs are here. Looks like they're currently holding dubs, and we got a few gubs holding that.
Still sure I need some help.
Sorry, Commander Roots. We've got too many in the armory, might as well use them.
Land myself, I need to get thrown into battle.
Who doesn't love Force for Squad cohesion?
I wouldn't really call that cohesion. Most people died immediately after landing.
But with the cohesion number, it goes down or it goes up, and the distance goes down. That's cohesion.
Well, the cohesion is everyone died at the same time.
Well, that's still cohesive. The baby Vanguard killer.
Fucking tired of scout rifles.
Why are you using them? The only group I've known to see use scout rifles with recursion.
I like them, but that's just me. Then again, maybe I'm biased. I've got one that acts as a baby sniper rifle, and the other one's got an underbarrel grenade launcher.
You do have to hit him. But they do have to protect. So, you know, if you don't care who you kill, sure, but like if you're really trying, it can be painful.
Sniper, shotguns, and scout rifles. I hate them all with a passion.
Damn, my battle buggy's getting some certs.
Nice.
I have like super good
Max
gunners.
coming L3. Pushing to long. Oh, Max dead. The alert star is in the bag. We can redeploy to Esper if you want to save it, or if not, it's up to you.
That was a reasonably chill sort of alert, you know?
That was a very chill alert.
Like, NC just kind of let us take a bunch of territory.
The TR was busy dealing with them. It's never that easy on the TR. There's always more to it. It's not really your guys' fault. It's really you guys aren't idiots enough to poke the bear of the NC. The NC just brain dead charges the deal. Because I don't honestly believe the NC command has a working rate, so.
We're going that time.
I just really wanted to kill the TR.
Yeah, that's
And like,
kind of their
I
thing.
get that, but both losing the alert, so.
Yeah,
To each
the
their
thing
own,
is, yeah, they're willing to do it at any cost. You guys are, you want to kill us, but you're not going to throw these little.
I think there's somebody to run over. I need to run people over.
Yeah, we have to well and truly already be losing for that to happen.
Ooh, there's an airplane.
Yeah, so that's where the whole TR victim complex comes from. Just the NC being idiots.
My god, I think everyone in this game has a victim complex.
Oh, everyone has. Yes. Every faction does have a victim complex. You are correct.
Because the revelation that TR has one, it's like, I knew NC had one, and we've definitely got one. I mean,
Yeah,
how much of our
faction.
gears just sucks. It relies on advantages that don't really help that much most of the time.
Yeah, I'll be honest, not a huge fan of the guns I've used so far.
As someone who has ASP accounts on all 3 factions on 2 servers, I can say that TR complains most servers.
Damn.
Complains the most about like weapons and stuff.
So the thing about TR guns is, we have, like, some really fucking standout guns, and then just everything else is a hot dumpster fire.
I do tend to get killed by the same 6 guns, like,
Yeah.
ouch.
What would you say for the top 6 that you get killed by?
So the mini chain gun, the track 5, the T9 Carve, a lot. Surprisingly.
Those are just... Well, except the chain gun.
The Butcher less often than you might think.
The Butcher is, it's okay, here's the thing. Once you've gotten to the point where you can harass 5 fucking miniguns, you're gonna be using the MSWR because it's so fucking good.
That thing. That is a name I've seen a lot.
So that is... The Track 5
Pale
is not...
Tiger used to complain a lot about his fucking TR Maxes not being powerful enough.
Wow, that's all he ever really was in with a fucking max the entire time.
I mean, if you compare it to NC, sure. But, like, NC maxes are over-tuned. I would prefer if NC were brought back in line with everything else.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's shotguns and there's shields.
That's such a horrifying combo. Like, Jesus Christ, they are to get rid of.
Well,
I get
they're not
like,
just
the
hard to
NC's
get rid of.
whole thing is
If
to
you
be
are...
tough.
I mean, like, the thing is...
Damn!
If you see an NC max, you're already fucked.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like,
Banu has really
TR
the
Max
shit
just
of the
sucks.
show on the Max special ability, though. I don't know
Oh,
anyone
100%.
that ever uses it.
I mean, like 20%.
It's actually amazing
yeah,
for anti-air.
lockdown.
Yeah, for anti-air, yeah, no, fair enough. Like, for infantry combat, that's just suicide.
Yeah,
Like,
they
you just
are.
get
Maximum
shot down
damage by
squad.
10%, right? But how much does lockdown do? It gives you like
Yeah, lockdown's pretty crazy, but...
20 or 30%?
I believe the correct wording for it is it depends on the weapon. I don't know what it's a
Like
fire
20 or
speed.
30% plus reload.
Some weapons it goes up to
Puts this
60.
10% damage to shame.
Yeah.
You know, 10%
Yeah.
damage, but then 20% incoming damage. Like, holy shit!
Yeah,
Why
that
is
makes a
that
mark.
so high?
Yeah, it's not worth it, to be honest.
People get butthurt when we have too many powerful things. But you gotta
Which is
need
where we come back to
mechanic.
the dope ass hard light sword, which would be cool as fuck.
I would happily die to a hard light sword.
And that's why our cold hard the Cold Heart got nerfed because, oh, well, Vanu got the heat weapon, so we have to nerf the one thing that made heat weapons actually very useful.
Well, I mean, you got the Beetle too. Like, let's be real
But
here.
engineers could
Yeah, the
use
Beetle's
the
pretty
Cold Heart. Engineer was amazing for, Cold Heart was good for engineers because it actually lowered the cooldowns on everything the engineer did.
Yeah, the thing about
I'm going to be the heretic here in the room. I hate using the Orion. I suck at it. And everyone who hears that goes, "How? It's so good." I just can't use it. I'm rubbish with the damn thing.
heads. Alright, so like so our 160 damage Wano gun is the MSWR. The thing that makes that thing insane is it has such insane hip fire, such insane ADS. It's got a good ADS modifier. You just do things fast with the Orion, or with the MSWR. So like coming over to the Orion just feels sluggish.
Now the party goes to Amarish. Speaking of which, the blueberries have been busy.
Everything. Yeah.
Holy shit, look at the
has everything.
Holy crap!
Yep, BS has everything.
It's weird on Emerald. Almost 90% of all